Hi everybody, my name is Siren Dream, or y'all know me as Ms. Dream. And today I'm doing my check-in for my Artist Way book. So I'm doing a Friday to Friday. So I'm doing my check-in on Thursday. Because here it says you'll do a check-in every week. If you're running your creative work week, Sunday to Sunday, do your check-ins each Saturday. Okay. The next part says, remember that this recovery is yours. What you think is important, and it will become increasingly interesting as you progress. You may want to do check ins in your morning pages notebook. It's best to answer by hand and allow about 20 minutes to respond. The purpose of check-ins is to give you a journal of your creative journey. It is your, it is my hope that you will later share this tools with others, and in doing so, find your own notes invaluable. Yes, I was mad in week four. I loved week five. Dot dot dot. Okay, so the first question that popped up was how many days this week did you do your morning pages? 7 out of 7. We always hope it was the how was the experience for you? So today's Thursday, February 13th, and I'm doing Friday to Friday, but I'm writing this for Thursday. Anyways, I did do 6 days straight because I'm on Friday. It was kind of hard because my mind was racing, but my hand was getting tired. I also felt like it was a chore that I needed to do. It felt like homework, and I have like a really weird relationship with homework because I just didn't do it often when I was in school, and I would get in trouble for not doing it, being very honest. But like I wanted to progress. I wanted to be intelligent. I wanted to be strong. I wanted to be personable. I wanted to be able to, um, you know, um, progress as an artist. But I felt like my body was also being kind of it was rejecting the idea. It was self-sabotaging. And I wrote that here. I said I felt like I was doing it wrong because I didn't do them as soon as I woke up. And in the book, it asks us to set our alarm clock or set our clock a half an hour early and get up and write 3 pages longhand, stream of consciousness morning writing. Um, I'm not meant to reread the pages to anybody or allow anyone to read them. They usually stick to me. Um, but yeah, so it felt like a chore. It felt like I was doing it wrong because I didn't do them as soon as I woke up. And I kind of put this expectation on myself because I saw, oh, move the clock backwards. So I was thinking, okay, if I'm moving the clock backwards, then, or my alarm clock backwards, then why am I saying that? If I'm setting my alarm clock um, earlier, then I should just do it as soon as I wake up, you know? But she doesn't clearly say like, oh, do it as soon as you wake up. Just set your time back. Anyways, um, I also noticed like I go straight to my phone in the morning. I felt guilty, like I knew I had a habit. Writing right in the morning is a choice I'm not committing to, and I think I was self-sabotaging my progression by putting it off till I got to work. But I want to start making this a habit because I want this to be a sacred practice for myself. And I don't think like doing it in my room feels like the best space. I don't like where I live really. Like I like the amenities and all that comes with it and like I'm in a safe neighborhood, but actually my room itself, I don't like it. I don't like working in my room. It feels like how I was when I was a kid when I got in trouble and I would just have to do my homework in my room, or I would do my homework in my room and feel like I had no right to like go out. So doing work in my room felt like weird, but also doing it out in the living room felt like I was being exposed and that it wasn't really my space because it's the common area. Yeah. Anyways, but I think what I'm gonna do. This is something that like my dad and my mom kind of enforced a little bit from time to time was having all of our phones live in the living or sleep in the living room at 10 o'clock. and go to bed from there, you know? It wasn't like I put in my book putting myself on punishment, but it's not punishment. It's more so like, oh, I am making a conscious habit of not getting on my phone as soon as I wake up and leaving my Google Home to be my alarm and my notebook to be the next thing in my bed. Anyways, the next question said, did you do your artist date this week? Yes, of course, we always hope. And yet, artist dates can be remarkably difficult to allow yourself. What did you do? How did it feel? I said I painted a drawing I did on a canvas. I did it on Sunday upstairs in the pet house community room. I drew it on Friday, and I didn't paint it until Sunday because I got home and I had all my paints and stuff from my friend Goddess's house. I wanted to go to the Portraits Museum to do it there, but I realized I didn't want to go there because I invited a guy to go with me. And I remember that Julia Cameron said to resist the temptation to invite someone on your artist date. And maybe that's the reason why I didn't want to go. I sabotaged my plans by bringing in one thing I didn't want to center in that moment, which was another person, which happened to be a guy. Um, Having them there felt like I had something to prove. And I hate that. I feel that with my art a lot. When I was a kid, I used to like always want to show my dad my art and stuff because I wanted to seem impressive, and I noticed that. And I think that translated in how I go about showing my artistry to guys or, trying to invite guys into that space. It's like I want you to see what I'm putting down, and if you're not looking at it, then I don't feel like it's worth anything. Ooh, that was deep. Oh, this is gonna be so crazy now, but I gotta let it out, you know? Um, I wrote next. Um, I had to think that I must resist the idea of wanting to do it in front of an audience, especially something I said I want to avoid. Being around men or a male counterpart makes me feel like I have to show off. I'm in competition with them, like I'm fighting to show them why I'm the prize. Like I chase for them to see chase for them to see how dope I am. I feel rejected when I'm not looked at as something other than attractive or easy, or even not worth looking at. And that's an insecurity that translates into my art. Next. The next question says, was there any other issues this week that you considered significant for your recovery? Describe them. I said, I want to let go of the thought of being rejected by my past partners. And what I mean by rejected is giving up on the potential of a relationship and having me draw out the vulnerability out of them. I felt like they didn't feel safe to be vulnerable with me because they didn't examine their emotions by feeling them and expressing it outwardly. And that was just like something that I felt throughout a lot of my relationships and not just like at the very end. Like I would have to find out that they've given up on that. And then I just like keep having dreams of my past relationships or situationships, and it felt embarrassing. I was embarrassed to think of them because I felt like my thoughts were being monitored, and that entity that was monitoring it almost felt judgmental and critical of me having flashes. I was embarrassed for liking somebody. I was embarrassed for liking somebody. And because it didn't work out, it felt more of an embarrassment because it felt like they were also rejecting this embarrassing thought. Like who could think this actually will work, you know? Or this is not gonna work, so I'm not gonna put any time into it. So let me just back off and be distant and hope that it that the idea just doesn't exist anymore. So I was embarrassed that I liked people. I just sent chills down my spine. It's not that I was embarrassed about who I liked and who I loved. It just felt like it's so lame to like somebody. And I try to tell people out, like I'm over here telling people, no, it's not a bad thing to like somebody, but then like I'm falling into that idea, like, oh, it's just so lame. Like, how could I even think about like this actually working out? Oh my God, I'm such a lame person. Not me. I'm not lame. Let me take a step back. I'm not lame. I think the actions are lame. Somebody might say I'm being contradictory because I said in this other part for number two that I feel like I'm not worthy of looking at. That's almost like being lame. But then I know I'm not lame. Anyways, that was a very emotional week one. That was a very emotional week one. Um, damn. And week one is about recovering a sense of safety. And I don't feel safe. And that's evident. I don't feel safe in my thought. I don't feel safe in being expressive as much as I am. Like I cry every day, but I feel embarrassed for crying. I feel embarrassed for liking somebody. I feel embarrassed for uh, um having to try, I think. I think the idea is that I'm embarrassed at trying because I fear it makes me feel like I'm just a beginner at shit, whether it be my artistry, work, relationships. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, I feel like I'm rambling, but yeah, this is week one of my artist recovery. Next is week two. My next video should be coming out next Friday as well. Oh my God, my body just had a whole bunch of chills. My nervous system is wrecked.